Nero have become a huge name in the drum and bass dubstep scenes with their custom fusion of both styles during their DJ sets. Now in 2009, Nero are one of the biggest names in the scene, and in October, Premium have brought them to Auckland to play one night at Zen Bar, corner of Wolf and Albert Street. All thanks to Up FM, the Duxton Hotel, Waterfront Restaurant, Skull Candy, Headphones, Top Shelf Liquor, Beat Merchants and the Mashup Mafia. Joe, welcome to the Up FM Airways.
Thank you.
No, I tell you what, thank you for your time. I know that you've just jumped off a plane.
Yeah.
How long have you been flying for there?
25 hours, I think it is in total.
25 hours?
So, just about going strong. I'm having a can of Demon.
Yes.
Which is pretty keeping me going for the moment.
Look, I tell you, you're actually looking quite rosy, though. No one, if I was a hot chick or something, I wouldn't look like you've jumped off a plane for,
I should do this more often then.
Do it more often,
yeah.
I think.
25-hour flights.
Now, we'll start off by beginning with, what did your parents listen to when you were growing up?
What did my parents listen to? Well, my dad's massively into classical music and nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Like zero, nothing else. And my mum's into stuff like, really bad stuff. Celine Dion.
Yes.
So I don't really know where the drum and bass and dubstep came from. It didn't come from them, that's for sure.
It might have been music appreciation. Were you forced to play, or do you play any instruments?
Well, I did, yeah. I was first of all forced to play piano, which wasn't very good at, but then I took up guitar, which I was pretty good at, comparatively anyway. So, and I really like classical music, and my dad's kind of interested in that. Did kind of carry on to me.
Yeah. And what was the first tune you played on guitar?
It would have probably been either the Deftones, who I really love, or the Smashing Pumpkins or something like that.
Mate, I did House of the Rising Sun.
Ah, big.
Oh, I tell you what, it's absolutely hilarious. Now, as Nero, you've received huge support in the UK from big names in the dance scene, such as Kiwi, Zane Lowe, Pete Tong, Fabio, Andy C, and Groove Rider, just to name a couple. How did you progress from your bedroom studio to getting these tunes into the hands of these guys?
Well, Zane Lowe's a good one, actually, because he was the first radio DJ to ever play one of our tunes on air, which was really, really big for us. And that came through, that was Space 2001, which was our first release on Formation Records, drum and bass release. And they obviously sent it into BBC Radio 1, part of the kind of promotion for it. He picked it up and he actually played it on, on his show on Radio 1, which we just, massively, that just really blew us away. Yes. He played it at the wrong speed.
Fast or slow?
Slow. So he played it as if it was a breakbeat tune, really kind of low and subby breakbeat tune. Yeah, and we wrote in and told him, and he said, and then that made him play it again the next week. He was like, "Oh, sorry guys, I can't do a Kiwi accent, by the way. I'm just gonna do it in English." Yes. "Oh, sorry guys, I hear I play at the wrong speed." So he played at the drum and bass speed, and then he said, "Actually, I think I prefer it at breakbeat." So he played it again at breakbeat. So yeah, he got a good bit of coverage from that.
What were your thoughts when you played it that speed? Did you like it, or you thought it was all wrong?
I thought it was hilarious. It was like that, crowning moment. Oh my God, our tune's been played on the radio, wicked. And then, the slow realization that it wasn't actually our tune, how we'd written it. It was some strange garbled slow version. Yes, but it was still good.
You've had the opportunity to remix the likes of LaRue, Deadmau5, The Streets, Beyonce, DJ Fresh, and once again the list goes on. What is the thought process that goes on when remixing such big names?
Well, it kind of varies from person to person and from tune to tune. The LaRue one, for example, was quite a kind of poppy tune to start off with. So it took a lot of effort to make it into a dubstep tune and make it a little bit darker. We always just try and pretend that we're writing it as our own tunes. I think that's the best way of doing it, and not kind of take the best bits out of the originals, try and take the very kind of few samples that are the best parts of it, and then pretend you're starting again on it, really.
Yeah, nice, very well done. Now, have you always been a drum and bass head? And if not, what was your musical past to get you to that point?
Well, yeah, we talked about Deftones and Smashing Pumpkins. I was more into like that kind of, I don't know, emo rock, whatever you call it. Yeah, I used to go to like the gigs and go in the mosh pits and push people around, and then I went to Fabric in London, which is, the big club there, one of the big clubs, and went to it was a drum and bass night, tree players night, and I think it was just then that it kind of clicked. Oh, this is what it's about. You've got to go and experience it. It's when you hear it on the radio, it's not really the same thing. You've got to hear it in a club. And so I guess I was around kind of 16 then, and that's when I got into dance music.
Nice. At the tender age of 16.
Yeah, I think so.
And along the way, when did you meet Dan?
I met Dan around that time as well, 15 and 16.
Yes.
So we used to go out clubbing together, and also Alana as well, who we're talking about. She was a friend from there as well, and she did the vocal on This Way and a couple of other tunes for us.
Yeah. As for the people out there that are listening, Alana, as Joe is saying, features in 3 of your tunes, and it turns out to be Dan's
girlfriend.
Dan's girlfriend.
And
the question I had to you was actually, like with Alana, was it actually a friend, or was it like a record label vocalist? So I was actually quite pleased to hear that it was actually a friend, and then now eventually the girlfriend.
Yeah,
I reckon it's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's nice to keep it kind of in-house, not have other people forced on you. Or
what was the words you used?
Cheap.
Now, what inspired the jump from DJing to production?
Well, actually, it was the other way around. We were always producers first. We didn't actually. The DJing only came along with the writing of the tunes, and in the past we actually enjoyed producing quite a bit more than DJing. And then I think that's kind of. At the moment we're happy with both.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
But yeah, it started off with producing first, playing around kind of on tunes on some really old software, cutting up old school beats and stuff. Not very good tunes, I'm sure, at first. If you heard them now, I think they've all been deleted, probably.
Looking online, you've got a fabulous looking studio there. Now, I've looked up a few definitions of Nero. How did you come about the name?
Well, it was a long thought process. It took absolutely ages. Nero was the Roman emperor, and that's where it came from. We didn't realise at the time that there's also CD burning software and a cafe chain.
And there's also, too, just to add to that, there is a singer-old rapper based in Harlem.
Yeah, we know. We were thinking about asking him to do a track with us, so it'd be Nero featuring Nero, but then we heard his beats and we weren't really that keen. So.
The other one, too, just as a matter of interest, was that Nero is in Danger Mouse.
Oh, yeah.
He's I think it's the Chief's caterpillar.
Wow.
Wow, there we go.
Baddie.
Yes, Nero.
Yeah, I guess with a name like Nero, you can't be a good guy. Also, in the recent Star Trek film, Baddie's called Nero.
So there was
Gets around.
So there was quite a bit of thought into the name when you.
Well, it was. We went through loads of things, and in the end, we thought something short and punchy would be best.
Yes.
And we're stuck with it now.
In 2006, you released your first major record, the Requiem EP, on Formation Records. The EP featured 4 tracks: Requiem, Bitch, I'm Gone, Autopsy, and Bad for the Brain. How long was that in the making?
Well, those tunes, I guess, were about. Some of them started probably a year before they were released. It wasn't like we just had 4 and then we did them for a whole year.
Yes.
Had loads of kind of half starts and chord starts on other tunes and so on. And it was only kind of later on that we decided that those would be the 4 to go with for the EP.
In 2009, how has the Nero sound evolved from your earlier material?
Well, we used to use a lot of classical samples and a lot of film score type things, and I think we've moved more towards a kind of more synthy, electro-y sound. I'm not quite sure why, but I guess you just explore one thing for so long and you go through so many film samples and film scores and you run out of things to do. So then
that sounds good. Push that knob a little bit more. At what stage did you click and realise that, hey, this Nero thing is getting pretty big?
I think it was probably about 6 months ago. I think with the Streets remix that did really well on Radio 1. Huge. Oh, wicked. Yeah, Blinded by the Lights and In the Middle on the Other Side. They got a lot of airplay and got a lot of people interested here, and also got, these really odd people hitting us up for it, like Tiesto's management and Diplo and kind of, these house and trance and, random people, because I guess it was a tune that had elements that appealed, outside of the genre.
Your debut release This Way became one of the bigger dubstep tunes in 2008 and is selling a lot of units around the world. Since then, a killer track, Act Like You Know, has further reaffirmed your place as one of the bigger producers in dubstep today. Now, you're currently working on your debut album. First of all, what is it called? And then secondly, when is it due out?
No, I can't answer either of those.
You can't talk
we don't have a name for it. We don't have the track list. It's really early days.
Yep.
We can call it Nero's self-titled project.
What have you
like?
Hey, look, we can roll with that. Have you brought any new material that that people may not have heard to New Zealand?
Oh yeah. We're playing out probably about 4 or 5 tunes that will be on the album that are in our sets at the moment that we're not kind of giving round at the moment because it's just not worth putting them out there too soon.
Yes.
So yeah, there's going to be a lot of fresh stuff in there.
And just out of curiosity, where is Dan today?
Dan is back in the other half.
The other half of Nero.
I don't know where he is. Back in London somewhere.
And other two of you, who's the people looking?
Well, you've seen us both.
Yeah, no, I don't.
No, this is your moment. This is your chance to flirt.
No.
Looking into my eyes like that. That's the only reason you asked, isn't it? So you can...
Moving right along. In the dubstep scene, who do you consider as the movers and the shakers at the present time?
The dubstep scene. I think that Joker is going to be very big because he's worked with some indie acts. He's done the 3 mixes, Simian Mobile Disco. He's got that kind of slightly, trendy edge, and I think he'll go a long way.
Nice. So someone to look out for there, eh?
Yeah.
Lovely. And where do you see dubstep going over the next 12 months?
It's really hard to say because with people like Chase and Status producing for Rihanna and so on, and the American side of it, I think it's going to go. It's got potential for being absolutely massive, and you might hear it a lot on US pop tracks. In fact, you will definitely hear a lot on US pop tracks, which is going to be mad when that really kicks in, which will be in probably a month or two, I'd say. It's going to be quite crazy to hear these dubstep beats.
It was a bit of a loaded question because just hearing the progression of dubstep over the last, even the last 6 months, it really is sort of turning into its own sort of righteous beast, which is quite exciting, I think.
I think it's going to split, so there'll be the old school, more atmospheric, the people who were producing dubstep, say 5 years ago, and then there'll be the more kind of, pop production-y, Jason Stacey, I don't know, that kind of thing. There might be a little bit of divide. I think there probably already is.
Nice. If you weren't a DJ, what would you be doing? Flipping burgers, insurance, dentistry, real estate, maybe?
Packing parachutes.
Packing parachutes? What are your qualifications or special skills other than DJing?
Well, I was pretty good at school and stuff, so I don't know. I was kind of might have been going to the city, but luckily I decided not to. It'd probably kill me.
I'll tell you, it's been great talking with you so far. We've got some bit more relaxed questions coming your way now, and we've got a couple of quick fires for a little bit later on there. What's the strangest country you've ever played in?
The strangest country. Well, recently I played in Sicily, which is obviously not a country in itself. It's a part of Italy. But yeah, it's quite a crazy place because it's kind of Italian, but it's kind of African as well. They got loads of African immigrants there, and there are prostitutes out all the time. It's just mental. It's really kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, mafia-esque. There's a lot of
a bit of air and a bit of air in there or something like that.
Yeah, it's edgy. It's seriously edgy. That's I don't know. Latvia, Estonia, those kind of Eastern European places are pretty mad.
I think there must be 25 hours of
Europe. Blah, blah, blah.
The craziest thing you've seen on the dance floor?
We played a gig at Cambridge University, and it was like a freshers. Is it called freshers here? First year students.
No, we've heard it's not
freshmen.
No, freshmen. That's the American.
That's the American thing. Okay, yeah. Well, first year, so it was like a fancy dress thing. So I looked out, and there were 3 people dressed up as traffic workmen. So kind of fluorescent yellow and helmets.
Yes.
And then little shorts, 3 guys. It was
hot pant type shorts.
Yeah.
Oh my. Whoa.
Seriously weird. Very weird.
word
quite
again.
off-putting.
Edgy?
Edgy, yeah, edgy.
Lovely. What was the first piece of music that you bought yourself with your own money?
Level 42.
Level 42.
Do you know them?
Never heard of them ever.
Horrible 80s pop group.
How much did it cost you? Was it on tape, vinyl?
It was tape. It was probably about 40p in the bargain bucket.
That's better than me. I bought Pseudo Echo, Funky Town.
I don't know.
Yeah. Take me to a funky town.
That's really good. That's not bad. That's not better than what my one was.
What do your friends and family think about this whole big thing that you're calling Nero?
They are, well, basically until it kind of blew up, it was, as any parents would be, it's it's not a kind of standard career path basically, so there's a slight you can do that, are you sure? Well, but then since we've been getting a lot of bookings, and since it's been obvious that it is a career path, it's been they've been really supportive, and they're really quite. I think my dad's really jealous that I'm out here.
Yeah, I think musically, I bet you, even though it's not his cup of tea, the caliber of some of the DJs and producers that I'm seeing that you guys are working with, working with people with that sort of talent must be just an amazing experience and journey.
It's been so great, these kind of remixes that have come through. When we were first being offered remixes, they were for kind of lower kind of artists, and then we did the Streets started off as a bootleg until it became a remix, and then that just completely they did a remix of the Streets, right? Deadmau5 was there, Beyonce was there, and yeah, it was just crazy. In a very good way.
Crazy in a good way.
Very good way.
Got the smile on your face too. Now, I've got the quick-fire questions for Joe from Nero. Okay, quick-fire questions, and these got to be quick. What was the first paying job you had?
Oh, first paying job.
Lifeguard.
Lifeguard.
How many DJs does it take to change a light bulb?
4.
What movie did you watch on the plane?
The Hangover.
If your home was burning down and you could only save one album, what would it be?
I don't know, Nanny.
What colour underwear have you got on right now?
Black.
If Roscoe and Binga got into a fight, who do you think would win? Ooh. If you could beat anyone for a day, who would it be?
Zac Efron.
A suit and tie or shorts and sneakers?
Shorts and sneakers.
Spirits or beer?
Spirits.
Tooth Fairy or the Easter Bunny?
Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy.
I don't even know why. I don't know why I thought about it. It's just there's no.
I read that question. I don't even know why I got there. I want to do some smackdown on that Tooth Fairy. And finally, if you could only ever hear one Nero tune for the rest of your life, what track would it be and why?
I think it would be This Way.
This Way. Nice choice. I'll tell you what, Joe, thank you very much. Joe from Nero, one half of the double duo. I really appreciate your time here in the WFM studio. I hope you have a wonderful time in Auckland and in New Zealand on your tour, and I really look forward to Saturday night down at Zen Bar. Thank you.
See you then.
As I said before, people die young.